All right, you guys, we are going to go ahead and get started. Welcome to this online challenge party. I am always just truly really excited to bring you guys this information. And what we're going to do is I'm basically going to start off just telling you a little bit about me and my background. And then we're going to talk all about the challenge. And then at the end, I have some really incredible before and after pictures that I'm going to share with you. And I know one person was going to try to jump on the line to share their story, but if not, I am more than happy to share their stories. They are all just personal friends of mine and have just made some amazing transformations. So we are going to go ahead and get started. All right, so like I said, my name is Alyse Williams, and I have actually been in the field of health and fitness for about 23 years. Both my husband and I have been. This is my husband, and we have these little babies here to keep us very busy. So, first and foremost, I am a 41-year-old wife and mother, and both my husband and I now offer a transformation program here locally in our area. We're in North Carolina, and it is basically a completely comprehensive program where we offer very, very specialized workouts for all fitness levels. We do group training. We do not do training one-on-one anymore. We only do training in a group. So we offer this group training program. It's called Super Body Challenge. And we also, of course, promote their nutrition through the Body by Vi Challenge. And we also just do so much with them as far as mindset coaching. And really our goal is to transform them physically first, but to truly have that physical transformation to transcend into all of the areas in their lives. And it's just so amazing to see people. Like I said, we have people of all fitness levels in our program. Some people are working on getting a six-pack. That's really the minority. The majority of people have anywhere from 20, 30, 40 pounds to lose. Some people have 100, 120 pounds that they want to lose, but they all work out in a group setting and encourage each other and motivate each other and inspire each other to just be their individual best. And so it's been really interesting because being in the fitness industry for a long time, I'm going to share with you several reasons why this challenge excited me and just really hopefully get you to understand the fact that there are so many misconceptions about weight loss out there. There's all these books and magazine articles and TV shows and all of these different things talking about how to lose weight, and it's no wonder why everyone is so confused about how to truly ultimately not only lose weight, but to truly, it's about losing body fat. That's really what you want to lose, and do it in a way where you not only do it and keep it off, but during the process, you're actually improving your overall health, which is truly, truly the goal. It's not just about looking good on the outside. It is truly about being healthy on the inside. And our country, unfortunately, has become a huge epidemic between obesity and high blood pressure and cholesterol and diabetes and all types of different intestinal issues like IBS. And they call everything a disease now, but I'll tell you, all of those things, the majority of those things, can be prevented on the front end or remedied through just good nutrition, okay? But one thing that my husband and I used to struggle with for a long time was the nutrition end of it, because even in the fitness industry, we know that the majority of people's results, probably about 80% of people's results, are going to come from what they are eating. They can do a kick butt 30-minute, 60-minute, 90-minute workout, but if they are not fueling their body properly, they are not going to get the results of their efforts. So prior to finding the Body by Vi Challenge, the best nutritional advice that we could kind of prescribe, per se, was to basically eat 6 meals a day, and all of those meals had to have a good protein source and a good complex carbohydrate and your vegetable. and you would have to, of course, prepare all of those 6 meals, and it was too time consuming to do it at night. So basically you would need to take your Sunday and cook enough chicken and tuna and fish and brown rice and brown pasta and sweet potatoes and vegetables for the entire week for 6 meals, right? Get your Tupperware, you know, God forbid you should have to actually leave the house and go to a job, but you would have to put it all in the Tupperware and get your cooler and set your timer and eat all your meals and make sure everything was portioned properly and you have the right calories and, you know, the right portions and measured everything out. And it was a huge, complicated process that nobody could stick to. Not to mention the fact that it was extremely expensive to eat that way. So when we found the Body by Bye Challenge about a year ago, we were like, all right, you know, let's check it out. We're always looking for a simple solution to the nutritional end. And so we started sharing it with our clients, and I'm telling you, it was such a dramatic difference between the people that were on the challenge and were not on the challenge. And I can tell you one particular story. In our program, we have a very good friend of ours who is a police officer. So he is, you know, kind of typical police officer, very skeptical, you know, doesn't really trust anything. So they were doing our program, and him and his wife, and we shared the shakes, and his wife jumped right on board. She's like, well, I need those shakes. You know, I don't want to fix all those meals, and, you know, I tasted them, and they tasted really good. So his wife jumped on board with the shakes right away, and he just kind of stood back and said, you know, I'm just going to go to GNC and get a good protein powder and a multivitamin, and I'll be good. So he continued, you know, in his little way for about 6 months and got some pretty good results. You know, obviously he was putting on some muscle and dropping some body fat and things like that, but his wife was knocking it out of the park. I mean, she was making a very, very dramatic transformation. So, you know, being the stubborn person that he was, he finally decided to join the challenge, and it was so funny because, you know, of course I had to get a jab in there and tell him, you know, your wife was right all along, but decided to join the challenge, and basically within 6 weeks, he got more results than he did doing the program 6 months prior. He dropped 20 pounds, he dropped 3 inches off of his waist, and he actually went from working out 5 days a week to 3 days a week and got those results. So I always want to put the disclaimer out there that even though I am in the fitness industry, that before you log off of this webinar thinking that it requires some crazy exercise program, I will tell you the challenge that we are going to talk about, yes, I'm saying this out loud, does not require exercise for you to get tremendous, tremendous results. Okay? So we're going to talk about why that is. So let's go ahead and start to talk about what is the challenge. The challenge is basically based on a 90-day transformation. Now, does that mean that everyone is going to absolutely achieve every single one of their fitness goals or health or weight loss goals in 90 days? No, but 90 days is a good bite-sized chunk of time that people can commit to without feeling like they're completely turning their world upside down. And it is a tremendous time frame for you to make a dramatic, dramatic transformation. It is amazing what can happen in 90 days, and I'll be sharing, like I said, some before and after pictures when we're finishing up. But it truly is an opportunity for you to improve your health, lose weight, and get fit. It is simple, it is fun, and it's actually going to save you money. So let me just take a minute because, you know, there are so many misconceptions out there about diet and weight loss and all these different kinds of things. So just to kind of really sum it up, is most of the time when people want to lose weight, right, they want the number on the scale to go down, they typically cut calories. And they may remove some foods from their diet. You know, they may cut out sugar or cut out the starchy stuff or, you know, cut out carbs or whatever it is. But what typically ends up happening is even though the number on the scale may be going down, they are not only losing weight, you know, when you lose weight, you truly want to lose body fat. That is all we're really trying to get rid of here. And so unfortunately, when people typically lose weight, they actually end up losing muscle tissue. That's part of why the number on the scale is going down. Well, the detriment to that is muscle is what burns fat in your body. It is literally the furnace in your body that burns fat. So people say, oh, well, I don't want to be big and bulky and all muscular. Trust me, that is not going to happen, okay? But when you lose that lean muscle tissue, you lose the ability for your body to burn fat. So that's why people go on this diet, they cut calories, they cut certain foods out of their diet thinking that that's what's putting the weight on, and then they go back to quote-unquote eating normally, and they gain the weight back normally with interest. And the reason why that's happening is because they have lost along the way that very valuable muscle tissue that actually burns fat, okay? So the beautiful thing about this is, and we're going to talk more into it, but this is actually a way for you to naturally build lean muscle. And let me touch on this really quickly too, is because I know people as they get older, and especially women, they'll hit their, mid-30s, early 40s, and they'll say, oh, my metabolism is slowing down, and it's harder for me to lose weight, right? I'm sure you've heard everybody say that, or you've said that yourself. What is actually happening is, from the age of about 23, your body naturally loses muscle tissue unless you are actively building it. And that means strength training. Walking on the treadmill does not truly build lean muscle. It is the resistance training with weights that builds lean muscle. So people say, oh, well, my metabolism is slowing down and it's so much harder to lose weight. But what has happened is they have, over the years, lost, again, that valuable muscle tissue that helps to metabolize the foods that they're eating and burn the fat and convert it into the energy that it's supposed to be converted into. And so that's why they feel like their metabolism is slowing down. But I'm here to tell you, all of that can be reversed by simply putting the right nutrients in your body and building that lean muscle, okay? So I just really like to kind of start out with you guys having that understanding, and for you to really recognize the fact that this is not a diet. That is not what this is. This is not some trend. This is not something that, somebody wrote a book and they wanted it on the bestseller list, so they picked the snappiest title that gave people, basically a pipe dream to buy into, and knowing that it really, truly is not a long-term program that people can stick to, okay? The whole low-carb thing, your body needs carbohydrates. That is what gets converted into energy in your body. That's why people go on these low-carb diets and they have no energy. They're constantly dragging. Your body needs carbohydrates, okay? So this is not about counting calories. This is not about portions, because here's the deal about calories as well. People get so caught up on calories. I don't want to eat too many calories, but it's not calories, it's nutrients, okay? If you're putting the right nutrients in your body, the calories become insignificant, okay? That's why, as much as Weight Watchers works, and I'm not putting down Weight Watchers, but they are about, a large portion of it is calories. And it's not necessarily nutrition. Like, chicken nuggets are an acceptable food on the Weight Watchers plan, and chicken nuggets have absolutely zero nutritional value. It's barely chicken. My kids do not eat at McDonald's. They have been basically programmed to really understand the fact that, McDonald's is basically styrofoam with color. It is not even real food. If you left a McDonald's hamburger on your counter for 6 months, it would look exactly the same, you guys. You have to understand it is not real food, okay? And so think of your body as a car. Think of your body as a Ferrari. You would not put regular gas in a Ferrari without it eventually breaking down. Well, our bodies are the same way. Our bodies live on and function on the fuel that we put into it. So if our fuel is an Egg McMuffin for breakfast, a candy bar and a soda for lunch, and driving through to get McDonald's for dinner, your body is going to break down, okay? Somewhere, some way, some high blood pressure is going to pop up, some diabetes is going to pop up, some cholesterol is going to pop up, some IBS is going to pop up, some migraines are going to pop up, all of these different things that we have just come to believe are just normal ways of feeling and normal health patterns. That is not true, okay? That is not the case. And I want you to also identify the fact that over the years, you know, if you've really started to notice over the last 10, 20 years, it has just become acceptable and normal to be 20 pounds overweight, you know, 30, 40 pounds overweight. It's just kind of becoming the natural profile of people. And what I really want people to understand is it is not healthy. Our bodies are not made to carry around that additional weight. So how does it work? You basically set a goal and select a kit, and I will spend quite a bit of time, not, you know, relatively speaking, talking about the different kits. But here's another important point too. You must set a goal. You know, a lot of people say, well, I want to lose weight and get fit. Well, at the end of the 90 days, how do you truly know if you've achieved that goal? So I do encourage you, whether it's, I always encourage you not just go by the scale, you know, go by inches, go by the way your clothes are fitting, things like that. But you do want to have some kind of goal, whether it's pounds that you want to lose, sizes that you want to go down, different things like that. But you do want to set a goal, and you're going to track your results for 90 days. Now, the beauty of this is you are also going to have an entire support community there for you, okay? If there's one thing that I've learned as a trainer, and the difference between working with people one-on-one and working with people in a group, is that accountability and that support is huge. That is one reason why Weight Watchers is so successful, because they do a tremendous job of providing that. And so you need that for this too. My goal is for nobody to feel like they're on this 90-day challenge alone. I mean, goodness, 3,000 new people a day are joining this challenge. And just so you guys understand, this is the largest health and weight loss challenge that there is, okay? About 3,000 people joining a day. Millions and millions of pounds are being lost. And I know for me and for my team of people that I work with, we have a tremendous online support community that is just somewhere where you can literally pop in, ask a question, watch people's results, encourage people. They're going to encourage you, and it's just a really incredible thing. And I'm telling you, I cannot make slides to keep up with this, but the Body by Bye Challenge does offer tremendous incentives for actually starting and completing the challenge. It used to be that you could enter to win over $100,000 a year in prizes, vacations, free products. They'll fly people out to Hollywood for a makeover. Or they'll send people on a cruise, all kinds of things. But just Body by Bye style, they're constantly bumping up their game. This is actually now $25 million a year that they give away to people that start and complete their 90-day challenge, okay? Tremendous incentive there. All right, so what I always like to get people to understand, like I've been kind of trying to drive home, is it is all about nutrients. That is what this is about. That is what our bodies were meant to function on. So I want you to take a look at this list, because over here is actually a list of all of these essential nutrients that our body needs just to function optimally. And here it lists all of the food equivalents that you would need to eat, okay? So I'm going to just give you the lowdown here. Here's a list. And we're talking in one meal, okay, guys? In one meal, these are the nutrients, the foods that you would need to consume to get the same nutrients in one of these Body by Bye shakes, okay? So you would need to eat 1.5 cups of broccoli, 13 eggs, 5 peaches, 2.5 chicken breasts, 1.5 cups of yogurt, 1.5 cups of bran flakes, 18 ounces of tomato juice, 1.5 cups of lettuce, 5 ounces of cheddar cheese, 3 cups of lima beans, 15 slices of whole wheat bread, 20 spears of asparagus, 1 cup of brown rice, 2 cups of mushrooms, 30 apples, 5 cups of celery, 3½ tomatoes, 3 pineapples, and 30 prunes, okay? You would need to eat all of those foods, which, hello, would add up to, about 8,600 calories, not to mention the fact that it would cost you about $100 just to eat lunch, okay? So what Alyse has done is they have very scientifically formulated these shakes, which taste amazing. They do not call it the shake mix that tastes like cake mix for nothing. They have basically taken all of these nutrients and allowed you to consume it for less than 200 calories and, hello, less than $2, okay? So this is extremely important, guys, and this is what I was kind of touching on in the beginning. I mean, this is what we basically had to tell our clients they had to eat, was all of these nutrient-rich foods, and they would look at us like we had 3 heads. So it's really great now to be able to say, hey, whip up a shake, less than 200 calories, less than $2, hundreds of recipes, tastes amazing, and you're going to get all of these same nutrients. So just imagine for a moment if you ate like this or got these nutrients in your body for 3 days. Within 3 days, your energy level will be through the roof. And it's not a synthetic energy like from caffeine or an energy drink or something like that. This is the energy that our bodies were designed to have all the time. We are not meant to have to drag ourselves out of bed in the morning. We are not meant to, just be dragging all day. Or we are not meant to get headaches 2 or 3 times a week. We are not meant to go and need a Red Bull or a Starbucks at 2:30 in the afternoon to try to make it through the rest of the day, okay? That is not the way our bodies are supposed to function. So when you get all of these nutrients in there, you're going to have more energy, you're going to sleep better, you're going to wake up better, and your clothes are going to start to fit differently, okay? All right, next. Okay, so what do I take? I want to take just a few minutes to really break down all of these kits that are available. And I always like to start out by letting people know, reminding you that this is all based on meal replacement. Now, that does not mean this is a liquid diet. This is nothing like that. But you are taking money that you are already spending on something that's more expensive and less healthy for you, and you are redirecting that money into a healthier option, okay? Because I know some people come to this page and they're like, oh my God, it's expensive. You're spending the money anyway, trust me, and I'll break down each of these. Over here we have the balance kit. Let me just say, these two on the left are more so for maintenance and just improving overall health. These two over here on the right are where we're going to talk about weight loss, okay? So the balance kit, like I said, is for people, maybe they have, those last 10, 15 pounds that they want to lose, or they may just want to improve their overall health. They want to get those nutrients, or they want to build some lean muscle. So this actually allows you to have 1 shake a day. You would replace 1 meal. I always recommend breakfast because people either skip it or drive through to get it. And it truly is, your mom always told you the most important meal of the day. Here's why breakfast is important. It's called breakfast because you are literally breaking the fast. Let's say you had dinner, 7 o'clock, and, even if you have a snack, you go to bed, it has been, let's say 6, 7, 8 hours since you ate last. Well, if you wake up and skip breakfast, maybe just grab a cup of coffee out the door and don't eat until lunch, your body has gone so long without eating that it has basically entered starvation mode, and whatever you eat next, trust me, your body's going to hold on to it with both hands because it's saying, I don't know when Alyse is going to eat again, so I'm going to hold on to this food. So guess what that means? It is not going to get burned off, and it's going to be stored as fat. So it is very important to eat breakfast. So you would have it for breakfast, and basically this is 1 bag of shake. So this 1 bag is basically 30 meals. So you are getting 30 meals for $49, okay? That's going to, any value menu out there, it's going to beat that, trust me. And so you are getting all those nutrients. You're getting those 8,600 calories worth of nutrients that would typically cost you about $100. You're getting it, like I said, for less than $2, okay? All right, let's move over to the Shape Kit. The Shape Kit allows you to replace 2 meals. So this is for people that have more than 15, 20 pounds that they want to lose, okay? So they are going to replace breakfast and then whatever second meal is easier. Like I said, this is not meant to turn your world upside down. This is not meant to be complicated. This is meant to be very, very simple. So whether it's lunch, you don't want to have to go out and spend $6, $7, $8 every single day at lunch. Or, I've had several people say, wow, I can actually leave work earlier now because I just have my shake at my desk and I don't have to take that time out for lunch. You can have it at lunch or you can have it for dinner. People also get great results having it for dinner because, again, they're at work, they have lunch, and they may have lunch around 12, 1 o'clock, and then they're working, driving home, and it may be 6, 7 o'clock until they eat dinner. Well, again, your body is going to say, I'm going to hold on to this, not to mention the fact that typically by the time you get home, you're so hungry that you end up overeating. So the Shape Kit allows you to have 2 shakes a day, so you're basically going to replace 2 meals, breakfast and lunch or breakfast and dinner, whatever's easier. You're going to have a 3rd meal. You're going to have a sensible meal, nothing crazy, but again, you don't have to sit there and measure and portion and count calories and all that. And you're going to have snacks in between breakfast and lunch and dinner because ideally you do not want to go more than 3 or 4 hours without eating. Again, talking about your metabolism, if you can eat every 3 hours or so, trust me, within a very short amount of time, your mind figures out that, wow, she is really eating on a regular basis. So as soon as she eats, I'm going to take it and I'm going to convert it into energy and all the different things that food is converted into. And so that just kind of becomes this whole churning process, okay? So Shape Kit is 60 meals for $99, okay? I know several people that have ordered the Shape Kit and they're like, wow, I was going to McDonald's for breakfast every morning, and my coffee, which was costing me $5 a day. So that alone is $25 a week, $100 a month, and they were spending that on 1 meal. So here you get 2 meals for $99, okay? All right, moving over to the Core Kit. The Core Kit is basically, again, for people that don't have huge weight loss goals, but ultimate health and ultimate nutrition is absolutely the goal. So this allows you to have 1 shake a day. The additional products you see here, this is our herbal-based energy drink called Neuro. It comes in little crystal light packets. You just throw it in your water bottle or you can throw it in your shake. And it is an all-natural energy drink. It only has 5 grams of sugar as opposed to the 60 grams of sugar in a Monster energy drink. And it literally has the scientific backing behind it that it's called Neuro because it does literally increase the firing of the neurons in your brain. It speeds it up. So you are able to focus better, you're able to concentrate better, and it just works tremendously well. You don't get that sugar crash at the end. You just feel awake, alert. You don't get any of the jittery feelings that you do with typical energy drinks, and you're all ready to go. So it's a tremendous product. The other additional product you see here is called the ViPack. The ViPack is referred to as our total health system. And as many vitamins and minerals as the shake has, this just seriously takes it to another level because this is going to include all of your antioxidants, your omega vitals, like all of your essential fish oils, flaxseed oil, primrose oil, all those different things that you hear about. It also has just a multivitamin and mineral supplement, and oh, I love this. It has a patented anti-aging and energy formula. Okay, so I don't know about you, 41 years old, 4 little ones. I'm all about some patented anti-aging and energy, okay? So here we go, Core Kit, $199 for a complete total health system. That is amazing. All right, Transformation Kit is, I'm telling you, this is the real results package right here. And this is for people that, of course, have a more aggressive weight loss goal. But here's the deal. If you have 10 pounds that you want to lose, but you want to lose it quickly, go for the Transformation Kit, okay? It's just going to help you to lose it faster. And the reason why it does that is, of course, it allows you to have 2 shakes a day. It, again, has the Neuro Energy drink in there. And then it has these 3 additional products that are going to accelerate your weight loss. One is called BiSlim. BiSlim is an all-natural metabolism booster. Again, I always like to compare it to Hydroxycut, which, you know, is already taken off the market in other countries. But Hydroxycut is a synthetic metabolism booster. That is why it races your heart and things like that. It is not something that is good for your body. This is completely herbal-based. It will naturally boost your metabolism and naturally increase the calories that you're burning just on a daily basis with or without exercise. Tremendous product. This is the Omega Vitals that are over here in the BiPAC, and the reason why it's here is because it's basically the good source of fat that's going to help to actually assimilate the bad fat that you put in your body. The final product that's here is called BiTrim. This comes in little packets. It's flavorless, it's colorless, it's odorless. You can put it in your shake, your water, whatever you want to. And this is actually an additional craving and appetite suppressant. It also has some herbs in there that enhance mood and things like that, but works incredibly well. But I'll tell you, you will notice, again, within that first week, that your cravings for foods will go away. Because, here's the deal, reality check again, cravings, you know, whether it's salty or sweet and salty, whatever it is, cravings come from a lack of nutrients. But in our mind, we have made the association, having a craving, I'm going to grab the bag of chips. I'm having a craving, I'm going to grab the cookies. And really, that is, you know, there's a way to overcome that. You're not a slave to your cravings at all. So the shakes alone, because of the nutrients, are going to help with your cravings. But these products work just exceptionally well together. So again, coming back to cost, is even our most expensive kit here is about $8 a day. So if you look through your debit card or your credit card and look at how much you're spending between breakfast, lunch, and that energy drink that you're grabbing in the afternoon, which is, you know, there's $3 or $4 right there, you are spending more than $8 a day. I guarantee it. People typically spend that or more just for lunch, okay? So even with the transformation kit, you are spending no more than $8 a day. All right, so those are the kits. Oop. All right, so we're getting to the point now where I'm going to have the opportunity to just share with you some real people with some real results. These are some people that that were in the actual Body by Vi challenge. They did tremendously well. Obviously, you see all different types of results here. So what I'd like to do now is I want to bring a friend of mine on the line. This is actually somebody that excuse me, we were Facebook friends. We had been Facebook friends for a while and just found that we had a lot of similar interests. And Shelly Costello, she lives in Orlando, Florida. And like I said, her and I were Facebook friends, and I knew that she, you know, she had wanted to lose some weight. So anyway, I'm going to have her share her story. But Shelly is a very successful marketer. She owns her own marketing business. She also runs about 20 networking groups in the Orlando area. She is just a networking queen. She's amazing. And so just an incredible lady, tremendous spirit. And so, Shelly, I'm going to unmute you here and have you share your story. Shelly, you there?
Yes, I'm here. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Wonderful. We're moving to North Carolina.
Get out.
We're coming up on the 26th to buy a house.
Oh, my God, girl. We got to talk about that later. That is so awesome.
I know, right? We're going to retire there. Anyway, so thank you, Alyse, for having me. It's always really a pleasurable experience when I can share something that has transformed me the way that this business and this product has. But that picture, and I still got to get a new picture. I was 243 pounds, size 18W, 20W, which is pretty big. And I was pretty much very depressed. I woke up every day a dieter, went to bed at night a failure. Pretty much had resolved myself to the fact that my knees hurt, and I had every sickness known to man, and high cholesterol, and pre-diabetic, and everything the doctor said I had, and couldn't get around. Pretty much didn't like myself, and I knew I had tried and just could never, really lose the weight. And I knew I was going to do something, and everybody was approaching me on different things. But I had seen Alyse from Facebook and knew that she was, I was a little bit intimidated because I knew she was pretty fit. But when I really saw her on board with Vitalis, I thought this is my last chance. Got the product, and I'm telling you, I had like one of those amazing stories. What was the big hit on Facebook was I lost in the first 11 weeks almost 40 pounds. That was the first 40. To date, in 29 weeks, I have lost almost 70 pounds. I am a size 9, and I shop in the juniors because I can. And I've got my 6s and my 8s waiting to go to Panama City in March. But I'm just continually losing weight, and I'm eating. I've never starved myself once. I've never felt deprived. I've never felt like I was dieting like I had before, restricting myself. I never had to go in the beginning. I did not exercise, did not go to the gym. It wasn't until I actually lost all my weight and felt good and had energy. But I just never had anything that was so easy to do and so pleasurable, that tastes so good, and that people saw really fast results. But not only that, it changed my spirit inside. I mean, people do stereotype us because of how we look, and my confidence just went sky high. My business changed. People started having respect. I cannot go into detail. It would take me hours, and I don't have that time. How inside that this transformation was more than me holding up a pair of pants and saying, look what I did. This transformation has happened deep within because it's been so dramatic. I love the product, love the business, love Alyse, love everything about it. And my mission now, yes, pretty busy working, still will be, but my mission right now, I have 5 people that started their challenge yesterday, 5 customers. Everyone on my team has been having the same results as I have, good results. And my mission, my real love, is I want to help people get this feeling that I have.
Yeah, that is awesome, Shelly. I mean, you totally nailed it. And yeah, Shelly's right. I mean, this is way bigger. I love the way you said that than holding up a pair of pants and saying, hey, I'm smaller. And Shelly is now, she's right. I mean, she is now taking it on and taking the responsibility to go out there and make her transformation bigger than her, meaning that she is taking the results that she's gotten and the inspiration that she's gotten through her transformation to now go out there and help as many people as possible do the same thing. So, Shelly, thank you, darling, so much. I really appreciate it.
Welcome.
Yeah, Shelly, actually, she keeps telling me I need to update this picture because she keeps shrinking and getting smaller, and I can't keep up with her. But very proud of Shelly, and now she just has this huge heart to just go out there and share it with others, and she is making a huge difference in people's lives. This is my good buddy, Renee Shepherd. Renee and I actually have been friends not for a really long time now. We actually met through our Super Body program, and she is now seriously like a sister to me. But Renee is very similar to Shelly in the sense that, this to her was more than a physical transformation, and she's another one. I got to update her picture here, but this truly changed Renee's life. She went from a size 16 to a size 8 in her 90-day challenge. She's now doing another 90-day challenge, and this changed her relationship with her husband. This changed her relationship with her kids. This just completely changed how she felt about herself. And there is nothing like realizing that you're beautiful on the inside and on the outside. And excuse me, let me grab some water real quick. Yeah, when you change your life physically, it just empowers you, and you just realize what is possible for your life. And so Renee now again too, she's went out there, she's sharing the challenge with people. She's constantly helping other people to achieve their goals through the results that she's gotten, and just sharing, just being real with people, just truly, honestly, from the heart, sharing and serving and helping others to achieve what she has achieved, and to just lock arms and say, look, this is not something that we do on our own. We are one big happy family here, and we help each other all the way. So Renee has done a tremendous job as well. Carla Bishop is one of the many people that Renee shared the challenge with. Carla, if you find her on Facebook and find her story, it's really incredible. She was actually trying to get gastric bypass surgery. Long story short, her insurance did not approve the surgery. So it's pretty funny because I remember meeting Carla when she was still in the process of setting up the surgery, and she was so against this. She was like, I'm not going to drink those shakes. I'm not going to do it. But lo and behold, when that surgery fell through, she took a good hard look in the mirror, and she's like, what am I going to do to get this weight off? She actually always shares the story. This is actually her twin sister. And so she always grew up, just being the big kid and just never really feeling comfortable with herself. Well, you can see the transformation that Carla has made here, and she just finished her first 90-day challenge. She's moving right into her next one. But not only has Carla lost the weight, but even more significant than that, Carla is diabetic. And Carla has now been able to significantly reduce her insulin. And her just overall health has dramatically improved. So Carla is a tremendous success story as well. Last but not least, this is another good friend of mine, Darlene Kemp. Darlene is another person in our program. And Darlene has a tremendous story as well. She grew up the big kid, constantly being made fun of and tormented, and just never felt good about herself, never felt good in her own skin. And her father actually passed away from a heart attack at 53 years old. So when she got into her 40s and she was 100 plus pounds overweight, she, again, took a look in the mirror and was like, I don't want to end up like my dad, so I need to do something different. So as you can see here, this is what she was in April. Here she is in October. I need to update this picture as well because she's even smaller now. Darlene has lost right about 50 pounds, pretty much just as many inches. She has come off of her blood pressure medication. She's coming close to getting off of her cholesterol medicine. And again, she just feels good. She feels confident in a way that she has never felt in her entire life before. So I'm going to start to wrap things up, but I always like to close with the fact that you can actually get any of those kits that I talked about a few minutes ago. You can get any of those kits for free. Yes, free. I don't know about you, but that's my favorite four-letter word. You can get these kits for free. Basically, the Body by Bye Challenge has a huge incentive for you to help other people get on the challenge with you. So not only can they get the same results that you're going to get, but it's that whole accountability support system, that you can build right in with your close friends and your family members and your coworkers or people you go to church with in order for you guys to all truly have the best success. So basically the way it works is you pick whatever kit you want and you have 3 other people join the challenge with you. Well, if they get your same kit or one of the more expensive kits, then that next month they are going to send you your kit absolutely for free, other than maybe $7 for shipping. And they will continue to send it for free as long as those 3 people or any 3 people are on the challenge with you. So I have the majority of the people on my team are getting their product for free. And the majority of people that are on the challenge are getting their product for free. It is just so simple. People are going to be asking you what you're doing anyway when you start to lose the weight. So it's a great way for you to not only lose weight, get fit, get healthy, but to be able to do it for free, which is so cool. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap things up here. What I'd love for you to do is get back to the person that invited you, because obviously they cared enough about you for them to want you to have this information. So get back to them, say, hey, what's your website? I'm ready to join this challenge. They'll go ahead and add you to this tremendous online community that we have, and you can go ahead and get started. Once you join the challenge, your challenge kit will be delivered to your door in 3 to 5 days. You'll be able to get your challenge started. You'll be able to get access to the hundreds of recipes that we have, and you will get tremendous results. So I truly encourage you, don't wait. Take action now. I can tell you, as a 23-year veteran in this industry, this works. And it's simple, it's fun, it's effective, and it's honestly the best thing that you will find out there if you're truly looking for long-term success with your overall health and weight. So get back to the person that invited you. If you came from a post that I put, then please just send me a Facebook message or however you can reach me, and I'll be really happy to get you going or answer any additional questions that you have. So that's it, you guys. Have a great, great night, and I look forward to talking to you soon.